So you want to own a restaurant. White tablecloths, candlelight, the smell of butter and garlic. Sounds like a dream. It's a nightmare dressed up in linen. The restaurant industry generates nearly $1 trillion in annual revenue in the United States alone. $1 trillion with a T. And yet, 60% of restaurants fail within their first year, 80% within 5 years. The math doesn't work. Actually, it works perfectly for everyone except the owner. Here's the paradox. A restaurant can be packed every single night, lines out the door, reservations booked a month in advance, and still lose money. Not a little money, a lot of money. How? The answer is a 3-letter word. Costs. Labor, food, rent, utilities, insurance, permits, maintenance, equipment replacement. The list goes on and on and on. Here is the brutal truth. Owning a restaurant is not a hospitality business. It is a real estate business, a supply chain business, a human resources nightmare, and a high-stakes game of margin arbitrage. The food is just the delivery mechanism. Let's start with what you actually need to buy, not the dream. The assets. Tier 1. Bootstrapped local. You buy a failed pizza shop in a strip mall. $50,000 for the equipment and the lease assignment. The hood system is ancient. The walk-in cooler leaks. The floor tiles are cracked. You spend another $30,000 on cosmetic upgrades. New paint, new tables, a nicer sign. Total cash in, $80,000. You are now the proud owner of a neighborhood joint. You are also the host, the waiter, the line cook, the dishwasher, the accountant, the therapist. Congratulations. Tier 2. Mid-market regional. You are not opening one restaurant, you are opening 3. Same concept, 3 locations. $250,000 per unit. $750,000 total. You need a central commissary kitchen, a general manager, a marketing budget. You are playing a different game now. Scale is your friend, but scale is also your execution risk. One bad manager at one location, one health inspection failure, one key ingredient shortage, the entire chain wobbles. Tier 3. Institutional elite. You are not opening a restaurant. You are buying a building. Prime real estate, downtown, waterfront, high foot traffic corridor. You spend $2 million on the property, another $1 million on the build out. Marble counters, sub-zero fridges, a wood-fired oven from Naples, handmade tiles from Portugal. The interior designer costs more than your first car. This is not a restaurant. This is a trophy. And trophies bleed cash. Now, the inside system. Every restaurant operates on a single number. Prime cost. That's food cost plus labor cost. In a healthy restaurant, prime cost sits at 60% of revenue. 60%. That means for every dollar a customer spends, 60 cents goes to ingredients and the people who cook them and serve them. What's left? 40 cents. Rent takes 12 to 15%, utilities 5%, insurance 3%, marketing 3%, equipment repair and replacement 2%, credit card processing fees another 2 to 3%. Add it up. You are now at 90% of revenue before you have paid yourself a single dollar. The remaining 10% is your profit, if you're lucky. Here is the counterintuitive fact. The most profitable item on most menus is not the $30 steak. It is the $4 soda. Cost to produce a glass of soda? 20 cents. A 95% gross margin. The steak? Cost to produce? $10. Sell it for $30. 67% margin. Lower number, higher risk, more labor, more waste. Soda is the secret weapon of restaurant economics. But here's the trap. You cannot sell soda without the steak. The steak brings them in, the soda makes the math work. This is the dance. Now, engineered immersion. Walk into any successful restaurant. What do you see? Low lighting, warm colors, textured walls, acoustic panels absorbing the clatter. This is not decoration. This is behavioral engineering. The layout is designed to slow you down. More time at the table means more drinks, more appetizers, more dessert. The music is selected to increase table turnover without making you feel rushed. The menu prices, no dollar signs. Research proves it. Removing the dollar sign increases spending by up to 8%. The physical space is a revenue maximization machine, but it hides a massive invisible liability: labor law compliance. Overtime, breaks, meal periods, tip pooling, workers' compensation, a single misclassification, a single missed break, a single incorrect wage statement, lawsuit. The Department of Labor does not care about your wood-fired oven. They care about the spreadsheet. One aggrieved employee, one class action, 6 figures in damages. Gone. And you did not even know it was happening. Act 5. The fatal flaw. The restaurant business is uniquely hostile to leverage. Case study 1. Capital structure failure. In 2016, a highly acclaimed chef opened a restaurant in San Francisco. $2 million in build-out costs, half of it financed with high-interest loans. The reviews were glowing. Michelin-star within 18 months. But the rent was $40,000 a month. The loan payments were $30,000. Breaking even required selling 250 covers per night. Every night. They averaged 180. Within 24 months, the restaurant closed. Total revenue over 2 years, $4 million. Total interest paid, $200,000. Total profit, negative $900,000. The chef went back to being a line cook. Case study 2. Market mismatch failure. In 2018, a group of investors opened a high-end vegan restaurant in Dallas, Texas. Beautiful space, celebrity chef, marketing blitz. Problem? The market didn't want a $75 vegan tasting menu. They wanted brisket. The restaurant averaged 40 covers per night. Break-even was 100. The investors kept injecting capital, hoping the market would catch up. It didn't. After 14 months, they lost $1.2 million. The building was sold to a BBQ chain. That chain packed every night. The lesson: you cannot force a product onto a market that does not want it. No amount of marble changes that. Let's go deeper into the operating model, because the surface level numbers are just the beginning. There is a concept called the restaurant death spiral. It starts small. A slow Tuesday. Weather is bad. The football game is on. You order too much produce. It sits in the walk-in. 3 days later, you throw it out. That is cash, directly into the trash. To compensate, you cut labor, send someone home early. Service suffers. A table waits too long for their check. They leave a bad review online. The review scares away 3 potential customers the following weekend. You reduce your order next week. A popular item runs out. A regular customer is disappointed, they do not come back. The spiral accelerates. The restaurant industry has zero tolerance for friction. Every broken plate, every spilled drink, every incorrect order, every single one erodes your margin. And the margin was already a fraction of a percentage point. Now consider the supply chain. You are dependent on distributors who control pricing. A drought in California, avocado prices double. A bird flu outbreak, chicken prices spike. A shipping container gets stuck at port, your imported olive oil is delayed. You have zero leverage. You cannot increase your menu prices fast enough to catch up, and when you do increase them, customers notice. The elasticity of demand in casual dining is brutal. A 5% price increase can reduce volume by 15%. The math never stops hurting. Then there's the labor market. The average restaurant experiences 100% annual staff turnover. 100%. That means every year you're replacing your entire team. The cost of recruiting, onboarding, training, uniforms, background checks. Added up, it's another 2 to 3% of revenue that you're not recovering, and the quality of labor is declining. Post-pandemic, the hospitality industry lost 1 million workers. They did not come back. The ones who did are demanding higher wages, better benefits, flexible schedules, all reasonable demands, all impossible to absorb on a 3% net margin. Let's talk about the physical plant, the HUD system over the fryer. It needs to be cleaned every 90 days. Commercial cleaning costs, $1,500 per cleaning. The ice machine breaks every 18 months. Replacement, $4,000. The dishwasher repairs every 6 months, $800 a visit. The grease trap, pumped quarterly, $500. This is not maintenance, this is a tax on existence. In the landlord, they pass through every property tax increase, every insurance premium hike, every common area maintenance fee. Your rent goes up every year, whether your revenue does or not. This is the structural reality. The restaurant is a value destruction machine disguised as a lifestyle business. So who actually makes money? The restaurant supply company, the beverage distributor, the leasing company for the credit card terminals, the point-of-sale software provider, the linen rental service, the garbage hauling company, the landlord, and the customer, who gets a good meal for approximately the cost of the ingredients plus a tiny markup. Everyone captures value except the operator. Here's the final balance sheet, the economic equation. Revenue minus prime cost minus occupancy minus overhead minus capital expenditures minus interest equals 0. On a good year, 0. The average net margin of a full-service independent restaurant, 2.8%. The average net margin of a quick-service franchise, 6%. The average net margin of the landlord, 50%. The institutional operator who cracked this, the Cheesecake Factory. Not glamorous, not trendy, but they run a 26-page menu with 250 items across 46 locations, and they maintain a net margin of 8.5%. How? Volume, standardization, centralized purchasing, real estate ownership. They own the land under most of their locations. They're a real estate company that happens to sell cheesecake. That's the model. You want to own a restaurant? Buy the building, lease the kitchen, collect the rent. Don't cook the food, because the food is a loss leader for the real estate, and the real estate is the only thing that appreciates. The restaurant industry is engineered to reward the landlord. It's engineered to reward the distributor. It's engineered to reward the customer. It's designed to drain the operator one plate at a time. But hey, if you still want to open that restaurant, go ahead. Just remember, the best seat in the house is the one at the bar with a drink in your hand, watching someone else wash the dishes while you count your landlord's money. Subscribe so you can watch me destroy your next dream too. Because misery loves company, and we have a lot of company here.